Welcome back to the Making It podcast. We're back in the studio. This is the first ever Making It episode with two Daniels. This is Daniel Indi Te. Daniel, just introduce yourself. What's your growing up background and what led you to Northumbria University?
I grew up in a small town called Roquetas de Mar, and I grew up there for 10 years of my life before I moved to Newcastle in 2014. And I came in when I was 10 years old. It was just me and my father. My mom and my sister stayed just for a bit, just so we could get settled in Newcastle first. We came over. We stayed, I think it was with my auntie for a couple years, 1 or 2 years. Then we moved up and then got our own place. And then after that, it was just bringing my mom and my sister over. And I grew up in Walker. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but
I've heard of Walker.
Walker. We heard of Walker. It was quite the place. Growing up there was interesting, to say the least. I think that's the least I could say. It wasn't the best environment, I would say, just for me personally. That's why I tend to just kind of not go down there as much, or because it just kind of reminds me of bad experiences and that sort of thing. But I grew up in Walker, and I went to a school called Walker Technology College, and then afterwards it got changed to Walker Riverside. Went to school there for 5 years. Then afterwards went to college, Newcastle College. I was there for 2 years. I was studying sport and personal training, which I found it was all right. I'm not sure if it completely aligned with what my future interests were, but it ended up being all right. I think I met a lot of my friends that I'm really close to now as well. So I think that's one positive experience that I've kind of sought from there. And then after that, ended up in Northumbria University, which I can say was just probably the best decision I've made in my life so far. It was just...
Why is that?
Just the whole support system, and I think I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't even be here on this table today if it wasn't for the fact that I came to Northumbria University. And when I first came, I was a bit skeptical because it wasn't my first choice. It wasn't I definitely wanted to go here, because at first I wanted to go to Loughborough, but I didn't quite have all the grades that they needed, so I ended up coming to Northumbria University. But honestly, I couldn't be happier, honestly.
Yeah, I had a similar story. I wanted to go to Newcastle, led to Northumbria, and I wouldn't be at this table today if it wasn't for coming here. And you know what, Northumbria it's a great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you've got to know Daniel a little bit more there, but we're going to dive into something which Daniel's been up to lately, and it's one of the main reasons why I brought Daniel to the podcast today. It's a very exciting journey that Daniel's been on over the summer. I've seen it on Instagram, and it's been really cool to see Daniel. So definitely be proud of yourself, because you've done something which not a lot of people would have done. I mean, you're the only person I've seen who's took that kind of stride. So I'm not gonna ruin your shine here. What did you do over summer? And tell the listener about the process of what you did, and where that ended up to.
Well, I'd say it all started last year around November time. That's when I first came up with the idea of Temedix Health. And Temedix Health, when I first started, was just kind of a personal project to try and boost up my career prospects, and what I could do to kind of appeal to employers a little bit more. So I thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose. Why not just try something different, try something that could actually help people as well. So I was like, you know what, let me start this, let's see where it goes. And I spent about 6 months. I think it was just a complete research, and that's all it was. It was just looking at the different healthcare systems in the UK, America, Europe, the different places, what's the best healthcare system, and just comparing it to kind of where ours is at the moment and what it could get improved to kind of reach that level. So
do you want to explain what Temedix is?
Temedix Health is a digital healthcare platform simplifying the process of finding a musculoskeletal treatment for patients, while serving as an extra visibility tool for practitioners. And what we're doing is it's a live data set, and what we want to do is create a platform where people can choose their practitioners based on things like their schedule, their location, and their real-time availability. So certain practitioners as well, often offer discounted rates for certain treatments depending on how serious it is or how common it is, and they try to do that to kind of up the volume of how many patients they get. So I thought, why not create a platform where people can see all of these options, and also patients can still choose their best practitioner for them depending on like certain things. That way people could get all the care they need, like when they need it and where they need it.
So essentially it's a platform, an accessible platform, where people who are looking for some private healthcare with a musculoskeletal condition,
that's it.
They can find practitioners quite easily in a world where you feel like it was quite difficult to. Now, very, very interesting topic. Well done for thinking of it and well done for executing it. Now, what's the reason you set that up?
I think I've always been interested in like solving problems and having solutions to kind of modern problems. Like when I first kind of instant where I've kind of thought of something to kind of have a solution for it, it was when I was younger, when I was 16, it was during COVID times, and I was like kind of getting interested in like, the world of business, but I didn't quite go like through that phase in school where I was like, you know, I definitely want to do this, and I definitely want to do business, and I definitely want to be, you know, around business. And that first instant when it came for me was 2020. I wanted to create, like, I'm not sure if it was Joey Blogs, is that his name?
Joey Blogs.
Joey Blogs, yeah. And he was doing like the whole exercise and
the fitness stuff.
Yeah, the fitness stuff, during the 2020. And I kind of wanted to do something similar to that, and I kind of wanted to like have almost like a digital platform, I saw, where people could like come and look at the different exercises and kind of look at what they can do to kind of improve the fitness during the COVID time, since you couldn't go out, you couldn't do like the certain things that you used to do before. So that's what the first instant for me where it was like a light bulb moment, I guess you could say. But after that, it was just like I've seen everything that's going on and how hard it is for people to like find jobs and that sort of thing, and I didn't want to kind of be stuck in that phase as well where I couldn't find a job and I'm just like, you know, I'm just sitting here and doing nothing. So with Temedix, it was essentially just me making something and creating something that I could do after university, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's
creating your own job.
Yeah, essentially.
No, it's really cool, and it's interesting what you did over this summer, because you took your idea and you've done something with it. Would you like to explain to the listener what you applied for over the summer and the very exciting adventure you took on this summer? Yeah,
so it was the National Entrepreneur of the Year Awards by the Peter Jones Foundation. They kind of run it every single year.
Peter Jones being the guy of Dragon's Den, by the way.
That's it. So they kind of run this awards every single year, and this year they actually partnered with FLP, which is like an advisory and corporate like financial firm, and they kind of upgraded it to make it like a national thing, so people from like all over the country could kind of apply for it, and to basically just try and win the £10,000 award. So I applied for that in, I think it was around March time, and then I received the email about 2 weeks later was saying congratulations, we wanted to bring you over to the regional finals, and that's where I went to pitch after that.
So where did you pitch? It was in somewhere in Newcastle.
It was in Newcastle. It was near the Catalyst. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but it's like this massive building that's partnered with like Newcastle University. But I pitched in there to a panel of, I think it was 5 judges, and I was competing against 4 other regional finalists.
So how did you find that experience? Because that's a very nerve-wracking experience, and pitching an idea which you've had and something you're so you're confident in yourself, you're proud in yourself for something you've made, and it's finally you're getting judged for that. How was that experience for you?
Honestly, I couldn't believe it when I first saw the email. I was like shell-shocked, because when I applied for that, I was like, you know, I might as well just like apply for it, see what happens,
give it a go.
Give it a go. But I didn't actually expect it to actually, you know, happen essentially. So it was kind of like a moment for me where I was like, this could actually go somewhere. Like, if I actually took this serious and I, kept going and did all of these things and continue to do all of these things, I could actually end up doing something with this. And it's a really empowering moment for me, especially because when I first started again, I was just researching for like 6-7 months and just going to like these networking events. I wasn't seeing much like progress at all. It was just like doing this over and over again and hoping something might happen, and then something actually did happen.
That was like the first result.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah. So, yeah.
So that day, you go in and pitch, and I assume the way that would have happened was the same sort of similar way to the way you described Temedix here, or is there a certain way you have to pitch? Do they give you a certain description of what you need to say to the judges, or do they just say, look, come in and just pitch your business idea? So what did you actually have to do when you were pitching to the judges?
So they sent us an email. I think this was literally right after I got the confirmation email saying that I was going to go to the regional finals, and it was just stating everything that the judges were kind of looking for. So it was like originality and innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, and the impact it could actually have on people's lives. And I kind of took that and based my pitch deck on that. I wrote down like a pitch deck and just kind of remembered everything, of just to like remember everything that I need to say on the day. So on the actual day, we weren't like allowed like a script or anything like that, as you could imagine, but it was just a presentation. It couldn't have like any like PowerPoints or anything like that. It was just literally you just talking to the judges. But I also brought in like a few, it was like, I think to demonstrate what Temedix was. So it was like a logo, a prototype map, and I think there was one more. Oh, it was like a research study that I done it was like a research study. I'm not sure if I might have sent it to you.
I don't think you just sent me the description of what you did. So what was the research?
It was a research. It was a healthcare survey, but I sent it into like the football players group chat. And I sent it literally everywhere, just to kind of like gain an idea of what.
I think I do remember. I think I did do that. I think I did do that.
I was just thinking of like, I wanted to do a healthcare survey to kind of get a perspective on what everybody like kind of thought of the healthcare system at the moment and what could be improved. And that's just kind of for me, just to kind of get an idea of whether people would actually want this.
Yeah.
So I had a few questions about like, would you want like a digital platform or like an app to like book, say like something to do with healthcare, or if you wanted like a healthcare app to like book physiotherapist appointments or something along those lines. And it actually got quite good feedback, and then I kind of used that to kind of pitch my idea even more, and I think it worked quite well, to be fair, because I think the judges were quite impressed in that day.
So how did you find that experience? Because being on the spot, you're quite nervous. What were your emotions like on the day, and how did you deal with them?
I was so nervous, honestly. I think it was because it was the first time doing anything like that. So when I first came in, I think I was actually the first one that was doing the pitch. So I was literally the first one there. And when I first came in, obviously there wasn't any regional finalists there, like the final. Like we weren't together at any point until the end. So when I first came in, it was literally just me and my girlfriend. We were both there, and she was just trying to calm me down.
Number one fan, eh?
Yeah, literally. But it was just me and her the whole time, just kind of trying to calm me down, because I was literally so nervous. Like, I honestly could not speak. So when I first got into the room, it wasn't like, I don't know if it was anything like I expected, but at the same time it was.
Yeah.
Because they were just sitting there ready for me to like just go. So, and I didn't have, I think all I carried was like a card, like a prompt card, just to kind of keep me updated on what I need to say and all those sort of things. And it was just about doing it. Like once I got going, it was just fine. It was just like I look at it, like I look back at it now, and I was just thinking, I was definitely overreacting.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as bad as it actually was.
That's normally how things work.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But it went well, and I ended up winning, and now we're here.
Go on, son, big yourself up. You ended up winning the regional finals.
Yeah, regional finals.
And then, so once you won the regional finals, congratulations,
Thank
brother.
you.
What then happened then? What was the next step after that?
Yeah, so we got I think all the regional finalists that won got an email about a month and a half afterwards, so it was quite the wait. It was just an email stating that we were all going to the national finals and we were all going to pitch to Peter Jones and like a panel of other judges who were also like really, really good. But yeah, that was in Marlow. And it was on October 16th, so it's already happened. We all travelled down like a day before just so we could get settled, because the national finals was like, we needed to be there for like 9 a.m. So we all travelled down to Marlow and stayed in a hotel, and I didn't actually see any of them like beforehand until the morning before. And the morning after, we all went down to the headquarters, which is like his office. I think that's what his office is. And we all kind of just sat down and had a read about what was going to like happen during the day. They told us everything that was going to happen, all the filming that was going on. There was actually quite a lot of filming, to be fair. It was like,
so is it somewhere right now where people could watch it?
Not yet. Not yet.
That's something for the future.
Yeah,
tap into that.
It'll be it should be on like the YouTube channel.
Oh, awesome! Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
man.
it shouldn't be. It might be like just before. They might release it like just before the award ceremony. So, maybe like 2-3 weeks. But during the day there was quite a lot of filming going on. It all first started because I was the first one to pitch again. So I was doing like the filming, asking me about Temedix and what Temedix is and how I'm feeling, who are my main motivations, who inspires me. Who
Who is that?
Well, on the day I said on a more general scale, I look up to like other entrepreneurs like me, like Stephen Bartlett, Dean Forbes, and that sort of thing. But on a more personal like scale and more personal level, I'd say my family, my friends, my girlfriend, because she supported me quite a lot during the whole process. Also her family as well. So
what's your girlfriend's name?
Tiana.
Big up Tiana.
Big up Tiana. But yeah, after the filming, it was a bit of a waiting. Like we were all just waiting for quite a bit, just because I was going first. So after I was done, I had to wait for like 3 hours because everyone was also doing like the filming and that sort of thing. So we were there from 9 a.m. and my actual pitch time was at 1:25.
So did you meet Peter Jones before? Or was the first time you ever seen him at the pitch?
Yeah, it was the first time. Yeah. But it was like,
there he is.
Yeah, literally, yeah. But his car was already outside. He's got like this massive like Lamborghini truck. It was like all matte black, and I was just shell shocked because I'm like, what? Like he's actually in there right now. And the first time I seen him, it was in his like pitch office. It was like a little room with like loads of cameramen all around, and there was just like this massive table where all the judges were meant to be sitting in. But all the judges, we actually met them, not all of them, but like some of the judges, we met them during the lunchtime because we went for lunch before my pitch. And then after that, we all went upstairs, went to take pictures actually. And then after that, that's the first time I meet him. And then after that, they all went downstairs, and then I went back to the room, got mic'd up, and yeah, that's when I went.
So how did that pitch go?
It was very scary, very, very, very scary. Because when I first came in, I opened the door and it was just silent. Like you could hear a pin just dropping on the floor. It was that quiet.
Welcome, Daniel.
Literally, yeah. And literally, they didn't say anything at all when I first came in. I go in, I opened the door and then I closed it behind me, and I was just like, what do I say? Do I need to say anything? So I had like these little like it was like the same thing that I had for the regional finals, where it was like I had my logo.
Was it essentially the same pitch?
Yeah, it was essentially, but I did change it a little bit more just because they gave me some feedback on what I could improve on it. So that's what I changed it, and then I did the same thing, gave it out to all the judges, and stood in front of all the judges, and then that's when I just went through it, and I think it made it a little bit more scarier this time because there was literally just cameras in like every corner, and it wasn't only the judges in there. So it was just like I was pitching to a lot more people this time. And during the pitch, I think it went all right. I think I got everything that I needed to say on there. And then during the questions, I think this was probably the hardest bit, just because I got some questions that were the same from the regional finals, but some of the questions were like, like really, really
difficult,
hard. Like, I was like, I kind of just had to go off the top of my head at that time, because I do know my business like best. So what I needed to do was just kind of almost just like improvise just at that moment, and I just went for it. And then I think after the questions I got done, I was a lot happier, because I was like, I actually done it. Like, I actually pitched to Peter Jones himself. So yeah,
that's an incredible achievement, man. Did they then give you like a ranking? Did they just have like one winner?
Yeah.
How did it work after that?
So we haven't found out yet.
Oh really?
No,
wow.
Not yet,
okay,
not yet,
so you still haven't found the results from the final?
Not yet, literally.
Oh wow, I thought you had.
No, not yet.
Incredible. So when did you find that out?
On the award ceremony.
When's
which
that?
is 26th of November.
Wow.
No, this month, 26th of this month, yeah.
All the best, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
Looking forward to it, but I'm so scared again. Honestly, like, I don't know what to expect, so feeling nervous for it. Definitely.
Well, either way, no matter the result, brother, be proud of yourself, because to go through what you've been through, it's a great experience, and no matter what, you'll grow from it. And win or don't win, at the end of the day, you're still a winner.
Definitely.
And Temedix doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this podcast is called Making It.
Yeah.
In your eyes, to begin with, I'm going to focus with Temedix, then we'll go into your own personal journey.
Yeah.
With Temedix, what does making it with Temedix look for you? What does that vision look like? Where do you want it to go?
Yeah. I'd say for me, for Temedix to be successful, would have to be kind of the go-to platform, not only for musculoskeletal health, but also healthcare in general. So I want us to be kind of like the platform that everyone goes to seek private healthcare. And I think not only in the UK, but also I think maybe not globally, but I think success for me would mean us being in like multiple countries, and also like spread out nationally. Like, we have practitioners on our platform from literally everywhere in the UK. That's what success would mean like for me personally.
Awesome. Now, with your own journey, with your own life, relationships, your career, what does making it look like for you? And when I say that, I'll give you a bit of an example for me. So, because sometimes it's a bit hard to separate our personal goals with our aspirational career goals, and obviously that's your Temedix. But on a level for me personally, in life, making it for me is being myself as much as possible in life, and making an impact on as much people as possible. Definitely. Now, obviously with Temedix you can make that impact, but on a more personal level, what does making it look like for you, Daniel?
That's a great question, to be fair.
Take your time, brother.
I'm not sure if I've ever quite like asked myself about it, like on a personal level, because when I think of myself, Temedix almost becomes like a part of myself, where I'm thinking, well, if Temedix is successful, then I'm successful as well. But let's say I do branch out and I do end up like selling Temedix, or I end up like leaving Temedix at some point. Being successful, I mean, for me personally, would probably be just being able to like provide for my family, my immediate family, maybe starting raising my own family as well. I think that's the idea of being successful to me. But I guess when you say about it like personal, like making an impact on like certain people, I've never quite thought about it like that deep to me, because I just quite don't think I've kind of like even you've never even thought about it. No, I don't think I've ever have, to be fair. That's something to have definitely an eye opener, to be fair, because what does being successful mean for me personally, I actually could not tell you at this moment. I think it's just one of those things that I might have to like, it will eventually figure out.
Well, brother,
when I go.
if you're down, bro, you can come back on.
Yeah.
And after the award ceremony's happened, you can come back on, and that is your challenge to come back on and think about on a personal level, and potentially the impact of other people, what making it looks like for you. And at the end of the day, Temedix is that, I guess. Now, with what you're doing, obviously providing for other people through healthcare, what is it that's gonna keep this going? You know, what's going to prevent you and Temedix from burning out? What's the reason why it's so important to you? And what's the reason why you want to be successful with Temedix?
I think what's going to keep us going is really the support. I mean, right now, like, I had so much support from the university. I mean, they've helped me with like press releases. They've got me like literally national attention. So I think it's just stuff like that. People just like recognizing Temedix for what it is and what it's trying to achieve. That's what's going to keep us going. And obviously I'm talking about like in a non-financial type of way, but yeah, I think so. That's what's going to kind of keep us going and kind of get us to kind of where we want to be eventually. But I'd say in a more financial kind of standpoint, I would say I'm obviously trying to like raise money at some point, but obviously after like I find out what the award ceremony is, I kind of want to release like an MVP, which is like a minimum viable product. And then once I release that, I kind of want to like test that out with like certain practitioners, and then have a bit of leverage on what it is that Temedix is and how fast people can achieve find actual how fast can people actually find healthcare through Temedix, and then eventually pitch for pre-seed, which is like at the level that I would say I'm in right now. Pre-seed is like where businesses launch their first investment round. So that's what I want to get, would be around maybe mid 2026, and hopefully after that, once we raise pre-seed, we can then branch out to different places in the UK.
Awesome, bro. Now, you mentioned, and it's up to you how much you go into this, but you mentioned your time in Walker.
Yeah.
You had some bad experiences. Now, I imagine that taught you a lot. Now, growing up in Walker, and just growing up in general, what did that teach you? And how has that shaped the Daniel I see in front of me right now?
Yeah. It's definitely taught me a lot. It's definitely taught me that I've got to try my best, you know, kind of, obviously no disrespect to Walker, people that live in there, but not to end up over there. And when I try to say that, I'm not saying it like in a disrespectful way, but I'm trying to say it as a way that you wouldn't want to live there just because of how much is going on, and it's not very safe and that sort of thing. I mean, I've grew up with people that are kind of in jail right now for like murder, literally murder, and people that have like deceased, and people have, you know, that a lot of things have happened to them. So I don't want to get too much into it just because it's a bit tough. But
how do you feel like that shaped you and made you who you are today?
It's definitely made me a lot stronger because, you know, growing up and seeing that yourself and seeing people that you kind of grew up with end up in these situations, you kind of realize that this could literally happen to you. And I'm very fortunate for it not to happen to me, and I'm very fortunate to like be here right now and not having to like live there right now. So I would say it's made me like a stronger person, and it's made me more empathetic as well, I would say, because I sometimes go down there just to kind of visit my parents and like, you know, just go down there in general, just like visit old friends. And when I go down there, I kind of just like see these people who are not able to like afford the day lifestyle, or they're not as fortunate as other people may be, and it makes me more empathetic about people in general, because obviously not everyone's as fortunate as I may be, even though I may not feel like it sometimes. I should be very grateful for the position that I'm in right now, and I'm able to even just like be at university. A lot of people don't get that that far in general, and a lot of people that I've went to school with are not even in university. So I've got to be very grateful for the position that I'm in. So yeah.
Now, last question, Daniel.
Yeah.
I feel like you've worked your socks off here, man, with describing everything. And thank you for coming on. Now, last question, bro, is to someone right now who could, let's say, you were talking to 2020 Daniel, who knew he wanted to start some kind of business, knew he wanted to kind of make an impact on people, knew he wanted to do something in healthcare and exercise. Now, if you were to say something to young Daniel there, your younger self, what advice would you give to him?
Say, don't take your childhood for granted, because when I was younger, all I wanted to do was grow up. Literally, that's all I wanted to do. I was tired of having to go to school, even though at the time, I don't know, I wouldn't say I wasn't interested in it. I was just maybe not as focused as I should have been. And I feel like if I kept more attention, or if I focused a bit more, I could have been in a different place right now. But then again, if I did, I wouldn't be in this position where I am right now, and I wouldn't have started Temedix. And so in a way, everything definitely happened for a reason. So I think the only advice I would have, like, for my younger self is just to keep going. Just don't be afraid to kind of step out of your comfort zone, and just try different things, because at the end of the day, you only live once. So,
well, Daniel, thank you for coming on, brother. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure, man. That's been Daniel Indi Te, Making It Moments. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.